Hello everyone and welcome back to DC Central, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down and reviewing Legends of Tomorrow Season 5 Episode 9, otherwise entitled Zari, Not Zari, and if you have not seen this episode make sure you go and do so before proceeding with this review, as it will be filled with spoilers. So yes, after quite a long break, just like all the other shows, Legends of Tomorrow has finally returned, and this episode was a really cool one to come back on. And also, just to let you guys know, if you don't know, obviously we did have the news yesterday that The Flash won't be able to finish its season. We also already knew that Supergirl won't be able to finish its season either. I'm not sure about Batwoman, I'm not sure what's going on with that. But in regards to Legends of Tomorrow, Legends actually finished their season a while ago. So Legends of Tomorrow will actually have its full season as normal, and will have its complete story arc and things like that, so we ain't got to worry about Legends cutting it short this year like the other shows have to, because luckily for them they were able to finish their show, because of course they have a shorter season than everyone else anyway. They only have around 15 to 16 episodes. I think this season's 15, so yeah, they were able to finish that quite a while ago, so that's really cool. And also, I know I said in my channel update that I wasn't going to review Legends, but I do want to talk about this episode. And again, I may not review every single episode of Legends, but if there is one I want to talk about that I have some feelings towards, I definitely will, so let's jump into it. So the main story going on in this episode is we have Charlie, Sarah and John going after the next piece of the loom, which obviously is being hunted by Charlie's sisters, who are like these godlike beings. To be honest, I don't get this story. Like, maybe it's just been me not paying attention that much to Legends this season, because they're actually trying to do a story now, but like, I just don't really get what's going on here. Like, feel free to just like educate me in the comments, but like, I don't really get what's going on here. Like, so Charlie is a member of this godlike being trio, who now the other two sisters are trying to collect these heirlooms. The Legends are also trying to collect them first, so they can't get them. But then one of them also has Astra in their clutches, which links into John, and John wants to get all three of the looms so that he can bring Astra and her mum back. I just don't know what I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. So, like, I don't know why the Legends need them. Like, I get the Legends need them to take away from the gods, but then what's gonna happen then? And then also, like, John, like, he needs them to bring back Astra, but Astra seems to be in cahoots with them. So, and we know Astra has been like releasing, you know, the encores. So I don't know exactly what's going on here, but it does feel to me, my problem with the storyline is that they've given it to Charlie. It's Charlie's storyline, and it was obviously kind of links into John as well, but they've given it to Charlie, and Charlie as a character just has no precedent for this. Like, Charlie, when we first met her last season, there was no hint about this. Like, she was literally just a shapeshifter. Like, that was literally her thing. Like, she was like a magical shapeshifter who showed up because of the door to hell being opened by Malice. She showed up through that, and that was it. That was literally it. And now we find out, oh no, she's this god with like other siblings who are trying to find these looms. It feels to me like they've just completely come out of nowhere with this storyline, and especially because it's come in so late in the season as well. Like, this is like all of a sudden a story that we have to deal with, and like villains we have to tackle, which Legends hasn't done for a while. So it's just really strange to me that they've kind of just come up with this, and I don't really like it all that much. Also, like, I think Charlie is just not a very good character. I don't like her that much, like, especially because, you know, Maisie Richardson-Seller, who plays her, I absolutely love. I think she's a great actress. I loved her as Amaya on the show, but as Charlie, I think her character is really annoying and really frustrating, and also her accent is just dreadful. And what's weird about that as well is that obviously as Amaya she had an American accent. Here she has a Cockney British accent, and Maisie Richardson-Seller is British, but she has a very posh British accent, not a Cockney accent. And this accent that she does for Charlie is just terrible. It's awful. It's really cringy, and it really fails to deliver a lot of lines, and the slang they use is god-awful. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of all this. The only thing I liked about this kind of storyline really was we did get to see like some Supernatural references, which we knew about from the promo photos. That was pretty funny. I don't watch Supernatural myself, but it was kind of funny just to see, like, you know, the filming notice and stuff, which is stuff you actually see in real life, which was quite cool. And get to see the Winchester car and things like that. And Sarah references the show, so that was cool. But yeah, I just don't really care for this storyline. I don't really care for it. I think it's a bit stupid. I know I've been saying that Legends should have a storyline, but the problem is just this one's not very good. That's the thing. But also with the storyline as well, we do see Sarah get into an altercation with one of these godlike beings, and she somehow survives the attack. And I've seen a lot of people speculating online that this is actually how Sarah is going to get her superpower, because we did find out at Comic-Con last year that Sarah is going to get a power this season. And I think that's a pretty good guess. I think that's probably what's going to happen here. I think within the next couple of episodes, we'll probably see Sarah start to develop this power. Again, coming in very late in the season, but at the same time, that doesn't really bother me, because I'd rather Sarah not have a power. So if it's only going to be there for a small time, then I guess I can live with that. But yeah, this storyline was alright. It was just a bit, again, just a bit weak. And again, I think the problem is that they haven't explained it very well, because they've just brought it out of nowhere. So it's hard to connect to this storyline anyway. Despite how cool Constantine and Sarah may be, they can't really save it, unfortunately. Now, the coolest part of this episode is we do have Zari actually experiencing some kind of, like, hauntings going on in her mind, where she basically is being haunted by, or not necessarily haunted, but she's being, for lack of a better phrase, haunted by the ghost of the previous Zari, who we had, obviously, in Legends Season 3 and 4. Now, this is cool because I love Zari. Like, she's one of my favorite characters. She always has been. Ever since she was introduced in Season 3, I thought she was awesome. And seeing Zari having to go into, like, going into the totem to actually have a conversation with this previous version of Zari was really nice. I think that they actually were able to, you know, you get to see how different they are, and also I like the fact that they kind of respect each other. Like, she thinks she's really fun, and the other one thinks that, you know, they're really cool. I like their conversations. I wonder if Zari 1.0 will actually return. Like, I wonder if we'll actually see her show up physically. That would be nice, especially because I think she's a really cool character, and I was actually enjoying the relationship between her and Nate last season. I kind of want to see them continue that. And also Zari 1.0, like, I mean, I am enjoying Zari 2.0. I think she's a really funny character and really cool, but you know, if I'm going to say a preference, I do prefer 1.0, so I would like to see a return, but I think it's going to be cool just to kind of see her have this placement within the world, rather than being on the Wave Rider physically. And also we do see Behrad, who is of course Zari's brother, actually get killed in this episode. He dies, just out of nowhere, gets killed by the same god who tried to kill Sarah and Constantine. I mean, that was definitely a shock. I didn't expect them to kill him, especially because he's a really cool character. He's really likable. He kind of just showed up at the end of last season, and now he's on the show. I don't think he's dead permanently. I think that they will bring him back. Like, you know, we do see at the end of the episode Zari and Constantine have that conversation where Constantine's like, yeah, we can bring him back if we get the looms. So I think he will come back. I don't think he's dead permanently, even though it was a very emotional death, and I think they handled it well. Legends doesn't strike me anymore as the type of show that would just kill characters, so I think it's a sort of thing where they've done it for shock value, and it was shocking, but I think they will bring him back by the end of the season, so I wouldn't get too sad about Behrad's death right now. Again, he might be dead fully, but I just don't think he is dead completely. I think he will come back. And also, that'd be quite harsh on Nate. I mean, he's just lost Ray, and then he has to lose Behrad as well. I think that'd be a bit tight. So I don't think this is a official goodbye for Behrad, which I hope it's not, because again, he's a really cool character, and I like him a lot. And then we do have this other storyline of Mick and Ava going back through the timeline of, you know, Mick's child, and basically planting Mick throughout her life so that she has better memories of him. This was, I mean, you know, this is just Legends comedy fluff. It was fine. I did enjoy it. Like, it is quite funny just to see what they do with it. I mean, I do kind of hate the fact that Legends has now completely disregarded the whole rule about time travel and not interacting with your, you know, past selves, and not interacting with events that you were technically involved in or whatever, because it's just stupid. Like, I know Mick wasn't actually involved in these events, and that's the point, but like, still, you're sort of planting yourself in time. Like, surely that would break time in season 1. Like, I don't think Rip would be particularly happy with the Legends right now. And I understand that, like, you know, I've come around to Legends a lot this season, like, in the sense that I've very much accepted that this is what the show is now. That they're kind of just, it's not the show it used to be. They're not focused on the rules. They're just purely focused on fun and just making it whatever, which is fine. But yeah, it does kind of annoy me when I look back sometimes. I'm like, this just shouldn't be happening. Like, 3 seasons ago, this exact storyline would be, it wouldn't even be in the show. Like, it'd be like a silly idea, and then it would be completely shut down because, again, it goes against the rules of time travel. But whatever, it is fine. It was quite funny, and I did enjoy the Halloween shot where we see Mick with his daughter dressed up as Captain Cold. That was pretty cool. That was a pretty nice reference, so I did enjoy that. But yeah, it's just a bit annoying sometimes when Legends does this, and I noticed this in the last episode as well, when they were doing Ray's kind of bachelor party in Victorian England and stuff like that. It was just a bit like, you know, they shouldn't be doing this. Like, they were showing off their powers in front of people and stuff like that, which was a thing they were told not to do when in a previous time. So it's just one of those things. I'm just a bit annoyed at Legends that it just completely disregards its own rules at this point, and there's no thing in the show that actually explains why they're doing that. They're just doing it because they've changed the direction of the show, you know, the writers have, which is, it's just annoying, but whatever. I am starting to accept this now within Legends, and I am starting to enjoy it more. Like, I've enjoyed this season way more than last season. Like, if you saw my reviews for the episodes of last season. I hated last season. I thought it was terrible. I am starting to enjoy it a bit more this season. I think this season has been way more tolerable. It just annoys me when it does stuff like that, because it does make me think that the show used to be different. It used to have rules, it used to have logic, and now it doesn't. But whatever, it's fine. So overall, a good episode to return with. I mean, this episode is actually much easier to review than the other episodes, because, you know, in my channel update video, I said that the reason why Legends has been difficult to review is because it's basically just a comedy now. But this episode actually had story, and they're actually giving this season a bit of story now, so let's hope they keep that up. But I really enjoyed all the stuff with Zari. The McCann Ava stuff, again, while I have my issues with it, I did enjoy it. It was quite funny. And, you know, I just don't really care for this Charlie storyline. I just don't care for it. I think it's really stupid. I think it's boring. I just don't really think they've explained it well. They've just kind of pulled it out their ass. So I don't really think it's really very well done. But overall, decent episode. Again, I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. So I'm probably going to give this episode I'd say an 8 out of 10. Maybe a 7, 8. I'd say an 8 out of 10. Like, I enjoyed it. I don't really have that much negative to say about it. Again, I think it's just things with the storyline and also Charlie's accent, which isn't really an issue with this episode. It's a consistent thing with the character from last season, but yeah, it was really bad in this episode in particular. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for this episode, I'll give it. So thank you guys for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone who you know who enjoys DC TV, and get them to join the community. And as always, guys, I hope to see you again next time in my next video.